Well, welcome to this Douglasville Impact podcast for May. I'm Kellie Hunter, sitting in for Jason Post, and we have lots of news, lots of events, and a special guest to talk about things happening here in Douglasville. So let's kind of get started around the table. We have Aaron, who's going to give us some information on news happening, I guess within a short window. We don't want to give them too much information, right? And then Tiffany, you've got some fun events for people to put down on, mark on their calendar.
Yeah, it's a full list. It's a full calendar.
Yes, ma'am. And Tim Collins with the Chapel Hill News and Views. Thank you for being our special guest today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
All right.
A fun group of people.
There is. Well, you know, Douglasville is growing. Douglasville's changing. A lot of new and exciting things happening. And before we jump off into some news things, I thought I'd bring up a couple of things that are showing up on our Facebook feed.
Sure.
One of which was Governor Kemp was in town yesterday.
That's right.
He was at Chapel Hill High School,
That's
and
right.
from what I understand, participated in a new technology that they're calling Crisis Alert. It's a lockdown technology that they're implementing to all 35 schools
Great.
in the
Really
school
good.
district.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
It's awesome.
So it was great. We had a great turnout with a lot of dignitaries that represent Douglasville, Douglas County at the state and local level. So
Indeed. And
It's
Mayor
always
Robinson
a
was there too.
It's always a big deal when the governor drops in.
that is
Yes.
true.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Hopefully everybody had their best foot forward.
I think so.
Yeah.
They had a lot of smiling faces there on the pictures.
Well,
and
that's
so
good. That's
it was
better than
good.
frowning
Good.
faces.
Good.
Yes.
And then also we're celebrating National Police Week
is true.
here in
Yes.
Douglasville, Douglas County. I know also on the Facebook and the Douglasville Police Facebook, great showcase of our officers, programs and things that they do to help impact our community in a great and positive way, serving and protecting us here.
Right.
So just kind of throwing those things out. Check out our Facebook page so that you can be more informed as well. It's another way that we're trying to keep our citizens informed with everything here in Douglasville.
That's right.
And what is our Facebook page, Kelly?
It's a Facebook, DouglasvilleGA.gov. Thank you.
Put
It's
her on the
like,
spot.
you put me on the spot and I didn't have that
You
written
could've
down,
said that
right?
any time except when you asked
I know,
her.
right?
Exactly.
Sorry.
Boy, it's warm in here now.
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, I tell you what, Aaron, kick us off with some news that's happening.
All right, no questions for these. They're just
got it.
we're just going straight from.
I'm gonna have one.
I guess the first, the biggest kind of breaking news that we've had in the past week or so is that we've gotten the green light from the Environmental Protection Division (EPD) of the Department of National Resources for the state of Georgia to kind of go ahead with the demolition of the old jail site. So that's kind of been
That's a good thing.
in conversation about what we're going to do with the jail site, and there's going to be an amphitheater coming in. Well, we finally got the green light to actually make some change and do some work on it. So
So the dirt will be moving soon.
it's pretty soon.
Yeah.
soon. We
I
have
can't
to.
wait for the amphitheater. That is
it's
going to be so cool.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
So we still have to put an RFP together and get a contractor to do it all. But you know, for now we have the green light. They looked at the tanks and the ground, and we're all set to go. So
Good deal.
that's kind of an exciting thing that happened.
Yes.
last week or
Absolutely.
so.
Actually, probably one of the biggest measures that we needed to make sure was in place before we could move forward with the project.
That's
so
right.
it's
Right.
great
Good.
news.
That's right.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's all downhill from here, but we'll see.
Hopefully, yeah.
Next up, we had a census for Census 2020. We had the complete count committee kickoff. That was a hard one to say. This past week, we presented to Mayor Robinson, to Chairman Jackson Jones, and Mayor Reese of Villarica, just kind of about how we're going to go about getting everyone in Douglas County counted. So it's a joint venture with the county, the City of Douglasville, and the City of Villarica, and so we're kind of set on that. And then on June 20th, we'll go ahead and kind of have the kickoff so we can kind of invite the community in and kind of give them, some tips and things on what's going on for the 2020 census, and then hopefully build that complete count committee, and we'll have kind of a year-long campaign for that. So that's kind of a big deal as well.
Absolutely.
And then finally, a big deal for us, the city, on Thursday, May 23rd at 6 p.m., we'll have our budget presentation. The finance department will be presenting the proposed fiscal year
Yes.
2020 budget to
We're
the
getting
Mayor and
closer.
Council.
We're getting closer.
Yeah, right. So it's that time of year again. It's kind of crazy.
Right.
And then that'll be followed up with the adoption hearings, the budget adoption hearings. Those are on Thursday, May 30th and Monday, June 3rd at 6 p.m. at the Conference Center. So those are always open to the public. Feel free to come down and see what we're spending your money on, I guess.
Well, you actually answered my question. I started to ask
Definitely important.
which of those meetings are, but they're all open
They're
to
all
the
open
public.
to the public.
And that's your opportunity to really find out what's going on, have your voice and say in things that are being, with our, like you said, how we're spending the tax dollars for
That's
our
right.
city.
It's
That's
important,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Be
think you're going to
involved.
find we're doing a
Yes.
great job.
I agree.
It's good to have that
100%.
transparency too.
It is,
Definitely.
isn't
Yeah.
it?
Definitely. And I know that's a focus of the council to make sure that we're transparent in everything we do. So, it's very important to kind of come out to these kind of things and see what's going on.
Yeah.
So
And Aaron, where can they find additional information about our
you can
meetings?
always find additional information
You're
on our
good.
website at douglasvillega.gov or on any of our social media platforms. And
Yeah.
And those are expanding right now.
they are expanding.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yep.
Nice.
So
Great.
we have a Instagram.
I
No.
saw.
Yeah,
I
it
saw.
looks pretty good.
Yes,
Grand launch.
yes.
Pretty
So-
good. So check us out. I don't know our
Exciting.
handle, but if you type in Douglasville, I'm sure
Well,
you can find
yeah.
it.
You'll find it easily, I'm
That's
sure.
right.
Right.
Yes.
We didn't
So-
prep for that before this
We
show,
didn't,
but
so,
you know,
yeah.
we love the
So
impromptu.
if it's not there,
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
Hey, the social media gurus out there, they'll find it.
Yeah,
right?
they will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I am a
Definitely.
follower. I
I
actually
followed as well.
I followed by happenstance. I was like, oh yes, this is great.
Yeah, it was definitely a suggestion for me.
Yes.
So I saw it and I was like, great.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
important.
So
Definitely.
definitely in the know.
And our social media is growing.
It
It's
is,
expanding.
definitely,
We have
definitely.
a new person on board that probably will have on maybe one of the shows
Right.
in the near future, but doing a fantastic job getting a lot of information out to the people via social media.
Definitely. Definitely.
And where can they find us again on Facebook?
Same thing, DouglasvilleGA.gov. We made it very easy for you
Right.
to find us. So
Shameless plug, everyone. Shameless plug.
That's all we have for news.
that's great.
Yeah.
Hey, those are
It's
good.
been a good week.
Well,
Good
there's a lot
All great
more,
news.
but those are, the
Right.
things that
Those are
I'm
the
covering
highlights.
today.
Good.
so-
That's all you want to talk about.
Yeah, keeping focused.
Right.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
Not a bad week in the news for us. Yeah.
No, not at
Good.
all.
Good deal. Good deal.
Well, Tiffany, what can we do if we're looking for something to do in the next couple of weeks?
Well, lots. So let's get started with just June for now. So June 1st and 2nd, we have the Hydrangea Festival. That's going to be at Douglas County High School. And it's from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. both days. That's a Saturday and a Sunday. It's a full range of events. If you're a flower lover, please come out. Bring your family, bring your friends. There will be a kids' entertainment area as well this year. So lots of fun things going on. You can check it out on our Facebook page, as well as the Visit Douglasville Facebook page as well. That's the CVB's Facebook page. So you can follow us there. Also on our website as well for more information about that event, that Hydrangea event. I think this is in its 20-something year. It's been around.
It's a big event. I mean,
Yeah.
people
It is.
come from all over for
Right.
this.
They
This
do.
is a
It's
big
been
Yeah.
it's been a staple for our events in Douglasville for
Quite a
quite
while,
some time.
yes.
So yeah, so if you haven't been, come.
And you mentioned the flower show. It's an award-winning flower
Yes.
show,
Yeah.
and
Right.
I mean, really high-quality judges. It's not an
Absolutely.
easy thing to have the right, I guess, horticulture piece or flower,
True.
piece
And
to
the whole
put
city
in
kind
there.
of decorates, especially around downtown.
Right.
People
Yes.
decorate
Yes.
their mailboxes.
Yes.
It's
That's
really
right.
nice.
I think,
Yeah.
I think there's been a social media call.
Yeah.
You know,
For
out
the
there
embellishment
Yeah,
contest.
the
The
yes.
embellishment
contest.
contest. Yeah.
Right, right.
So
And
check
so
that out if you're.
Definitely.
And I think for the embellishment contest, they're still taking applications, or not applications, but entries until the 27th, I do believe. So I think that's Memorial Day. So
I think that's right too.
yes.
So there you go.
I should know that.
It's
Is
not
it
like
in your publication? Right?
Yeah.
It's not like you don't have 5,000 other events that you're publishing as well. So it's okay. We'll give you a
Plus, I'm getting old, so I can't remember anything anyway. So.
So we have the embellishment contest until the 27th, May 27th. So get your entries in for that. And there's also a hat parade as part of this as well. I don't have all of the details about the hat parade, but if you go to the CVB's website, visit Douglasville, you'll have all of the information there
All
as
the
well.
details.
Yes,
That's right.
and you can always check our website at douglasvillega.gov. So
All right.
there's that. And okay, so coming up with our next series of events, we have Food Truck Mondays kicking off. That will be every Monday. That's June 3rd, June 10th, June 17th, and June 24th. So you have to make note of the times, June 3rd, 10th, and 17th 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the lunch crowd. And then June 24th, it's 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. for our dinner crowd.
I think my stomach just growled.
Yes.
Me
Yes,
too.
it
I'm
did.
not
Yeah, I'm telling
kidding.
you.
Yeah,
Ready.
yeah,
It's like we're ready.
indeed. We have all the great food trucks from around the metro area. You know, they travel around. I'm sure you all have had their offerings before, so they're pretty popular on the food truck scene in Atlanta. So yeah, so good things.
That's right on Church Street, isn't it? Is that what
Right.
it is?
Yeah. Actually, it'll be at the old PD.
Okay.
The old
Yeah.
precinct.
Old
there.
precinct.
Mhm.
Yes. So
Across from the old
that's where that will
courthouse.
be. Mhm.
Right.
And next event series is the Wednesday Wind Down. So Wednesday Wind Down is kicking off on June 5th. So within that same week, you'll have the first week of June. You'll have the Food Truck Mondays. Then you'll have get your concert experience
you
with
go.
Wednesday Wind Down. And so Wednesday Wind Down, for all that don't know, is moving back to O'Neill Plaza. It was at Hunter Park previously, but now it's moved back home. And so it will be on O'Neill Plaza, and we start at 7 p.m. and go until 9:30 p.m. And Wednesday Wind Down will be every Wednesday from June 5th until August 14th. So you have, it's 11 weeks?
11 weeks.
11 dates
11
to
11-week series.
Yes, 11-week series throughout the summer. So bring your chairs, bring your fun, bring your family, and just enjoy. It'll be a good
And your
time. for
dancing
everyone.
shoes.
And your dancing
Dancing
shoes.
shoes.
I mean,
Yes.
that goes without saying, but
And
yes.
there's always at least one sing along somewhere. There's
Absolutely.
some familiar song that everybody's just acquainted with. And
Indeed. And it's the
Yeah.
summer. So, there's so many summertime favorites.
Right.
Yes. It's good things. So, good things happening at O'Neill Plaza. So, and we've already mentioned Food Truck Mondays. Fast forwarding to the middle of the month, we have the Flag Day ceremony. That will be June 14th. That's Friday, June 14th. And it will be at 6:30 p.m. and it will be held at O'Neill Plaza as well.
okay.
So yes, to commemorate our flag, etc. We'll have speakers. It'll be a full program, very short, but very impactful. So we're still building out the program. So I don't have that information at this particular time, but it's coming on board.
All right.
Yeah, good deal. And then on June 15th, on that Saturday, is the Juneteenth celebration, which is sponsored by the Behe organization and co-sponsored with the City of Douglasville. So that will be throughout the downtown and on O'Neill Plaza. Let me correct. It'll be Church Street and O'Neill Plaza.
Okay.
And that will be from 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. So it'll be a full day of events with vendors, entertainment, and there will be a health fair and bingo, so I'm told.
Right. Ooh.
Nice.
Yes. So,
Bingo on Church Street. All right.
so if that's your jam,
Yeah.
it'll be there. And that is pretty much it. That'll take us through the middle of June. And I think that's enough information for everyone.
I think that's a lot to
That's
do.
awesome. There's
Yeah.
a lot going on.
A lot going
Yeah.
on. So, and you know what? Each podcast will give you more events to
little
choose from.
Yes.
Yeah. Mark
Just a
'em on
little
your-
bit every couple of weeks.
Yep.
We
Mark them
wanna
on your
keep you coming
calendar.
back.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you, Tiffany. That's great.
Sure.
And glad to have you on board, keeping up with all of those events and
Yes.
managing those for us from the city's
Indeed.
perspective.
It keeps me employed. I'm happy.
Keeps you off the street.
Well, sitting at the end of the table is our guest today, which is Tim Collins. He's the publisher of the Chapel Hill News and Views and great friend. We've known
Thank
each
you,
other for
yeah.
years, working through a lot of things with the Chapel Hill News and Views, watching it grow. And so we wanted to kind of talk about a little bit of that today.
Sure. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the publications that you have.
Well, we actually have two or three, depending on how you count them. Chapel Hill News and Views, that started in 2000. Actually, it was going to be a newsletter for subdivisions along Chapel Hill Road, and it just kind of morphed. So that's why it's called Chapel Hill News and Views. 'cause
There
it
you
was-
go. Okay.
Yeah. So it had 2,000 copies and 24 pages, and now it's 45,000 copies and about 120 pages.
Yeah.
My.
So I've been very
Right.
blessed.
Yes.
I really have.
That's a
Very
little bit
fun
more than a morph.
indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
It really
Definitely.
does.
Right.
That's
And,
great.
so that started in 2000, and then in 2008 we started Villarica News and Views, and
Okay.
that's mailed to every address in Villarica.
Very
Nice.
cool.
Um,
Yeah.
And then in 2018, I hope, 17 or 18, I think it was 18.
Recently.
Yes,
Recently.
recently. We started Temple News and Views, and actually, we had for a while we started mailing Villa Rica out to Temple anyway, and so we thought let's go ahead and start Temple News and Views, and it's basically the same magazine. That's why I said it's either 2 or 3, but same magazine with a different cover, but it's mailed to every address in Temple. So those are the 3 magazines we have.
Okay.
Right.
Very fine.
Well, and you have worked with us on a great partnership with the Chapel Hill News and Views to the Douglas County, and that is with the quarterly distribution of our new newsletter, Douglas Impact. Go ahead and show us.
I love I love working with the city. The city, they're so easy to work with.
You're a great
people,
partner. Yeah.
Great people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I pulled this out. This is what we did. So we helped the city in terms of the printing and distribution of this. There were 50,000 copies of this out there, and
Yes,
45,000 went through the magazine to
It's quite a distribution.
Yeah, and I love this too. This is a great way for people to find out what's going on in the city, and I think this is going to be quarterly, right?
It is,
Yes.
correct. Mhm.
It's quarterly.
First one hit in May. The next one we're already working on.
Good.
That'll hit the publication in August. So,
Good, okay.
yes.
I've moved my deadline up to June 10th.
Oh, have you?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Wanted to throw a little curveball there.
Yes. But yeah,
Don't
we're
publish his
excited.
humor there.
We've already had great feedback,
Good.
compliments on it.
You guys did a great job of laying it out. And
Yeah,
everything.
I'm even carrying a couple in my truck, and was at Arbor Station the other day, and the treasurer of his homeowner association was there and handed one off, and he was impressed.
Good.
So yeah.
It is impressive. It really is.
we've got them at several locations too, around Hunter Park, West Pines, Conference Center, Jesse Davis Park too. So
And here at City Hall as
and
well.
here at City Hall,
Definitely.
right?
Yeah.
So ready, accessible for people to find out with information. And on the front cover this time was
Yes.
our Wednesday
Yeah.
Our
Wind Down
Wednesday
series.
Wind Down series.
Yes.
So
Our signature series.
a lot of great information in that.
I like
so
that. Yeah.
Indeed.
we're excited for that partnership and want to say thank you
Oh,
for that.
thank you too. Yeah.
We know that the mayor also you extend a article space for her every month.
Yes, in the magazine. It's a
right.
good way, and we've done that really ever since the magazine started, going back to 2000.
Oh, that's cool,
Yeah,
yes.
it's a good way for once, every month, the mayor kind of just says what's on his mind, lets people know some of the things going on in the city.
Right.
And I know that there's been good feedback from that, from readers, and the mayors have told me that they
Yeah.
get a lot of feedback from that too, which is neat.
Yes.
That's great.
Very fine.
Well, something that you did a few years back and we participated in was the city manager, and I'm going to call it the board game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
kind of give us a little bit how that was established, and then
Yeah,
we'll
that's
move forward to
interesting.
where you're headed with it.
Okay, yeah. Well, my family's always been a big board game playing family. I have 3 sons, and we'd always play board games. We invented some games, and one game we invented at that time we called the city game, and it's basically a game where you try to build your city up to a certain population, and you try to add businesses, and then people come to your city. And in 2010, we actually made it into a board game called City Manager Douglas County.
There you
And
go.
it has real
Very cool.
people, places, and things in it. Like the mayor was in it, the chairman of the commissioners. We have historical people. Like we had Frederick Douglass and Stephen A. Douglas in the game.
There you
Wow.
go.
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just got all kinds of things. Local celebrities. And so it's a
Little
real
pop culture mixed in
hodgepodge.
there.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
get forward to see some of them. Even Santa Claus. So
Okay.
it was really a fun game.
Great. I like
So
it.
in 2017, we thought we would go ahead and turn it into an app. And I thought, and they actually, I can't build an app. I'm not anywhere near that smart. So, the person that was working on it said, we probably take, maybe 6-8 months. And 19 months later, it finally came out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So-
Good things come to those who wait.
Yes,
Good things
yes.
come to those.
So
it
you're
was
staying with the technology trending
yeah,
here.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So City Manager, the game, and the cool thing about an app, it's on Google Play and on the App Store, and you can play it on any phone or any device,
Any
really.
platform.
I downloaded it
Yeah.
on my
That's
phone
great.
too. Yeah,
Oh,
so I have-
good.
yes.
Good for you. I like you.
Thank
So anyway, the cool thing about an app is that you can add as many cities as you want on the same app. So we started out with one for Douglasville, one for Villa Rica, one for Temple, and actually yesterday we launched Hiram and Dallas. So
Great.
yeah,
Nice.
Wow.
so it's really, I mean, it kind of has a personal special place in my heart.
Definitely.
my son Dylan, and I do want to say when we first launched the game, City TV back then was kind enough to have us out. They had a show at the mall, and my son Dylan and I were there, and we talked about the game, and that was a real fun
This was
time.
one of his
Yes.
brainchild, right?
It really
His-
was. I mean, we worked on it, but he was the one that was just really smart about making it actually play well, because
Okay.
when my other son and I started working on it, it was kind of like, and then he came along and it was like, wow, this is really fun. So anyway, but he passed away at the age of 35 in 2015. And so,
I'm sorry.
oh no, that's all right. Yeah. Part of my motivation, other than, I really enjoy the game a lot, but that's a big part of my motivation. It's sort of like a lasting tribute. So
Sure it is.
Yeah.
yeah,
absolutely.
it really,
That's great.
So I've been really happy with how it's gone. And, I mean, my ultimate goal is to have it, I can see it going all over the country,
Sure.
Yeah.
You can
Wow.
see it, and you're actually even kind of have some feelers out for
Yeah.
other
I know
places
for sure
beyond.
we're going to do Cleveland, Tennessee
Okay.
pretty
Okay.
soon. Yeah.
Great.
One of my sons lives there. And,
Okay, well, that makes it
so-
easy.
Tie-in.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I like it.
And actually, kind of working on one in Michigan, believe it or not. It's a long story, so,
Yeah, hey.
That's your home state.
It is.
There
my
you
home
go.
state, yes.
What part of Michigan?
From Grand Rapids,
Okay,
Michigan.
yeah.
Yep.
So-
Yeah. You know where Midland is?
I do.
Okay.
Right in the middle of the state.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
That's why they call it Midland. Yeah. So anyway, I'm really excited about it, and it's, I think part of life is doing things that you enjoy, and just you only have one life, and you might as well do something you really enjoy. So I mean, obviously, I'm going to keep doing the magazine, but I've been really blessed. I mean, really, really blessed. And I've got such good people that have been with me for a long
Absolutely,
time. And so
Yeah.
I've got a good management team. So I'll still oversee the magazine, but I'll be focusing more on the game now. So
Yeah.
That's
I'm
really
just having
great.
I'm having so
Oh,
much
You're just
fun.
having
Yeah.
fun, having
That's
fun.
awesome.
I really am.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like playing a game, but making a game, It's
That-
sort of-
and then living the game called life, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great, and it's really wonderful that it's an ongoing living tribute to your son,
Yeah,
Dylan.
yeah.
And just letting his legacy as well live
Thank
on.
you. Yeah, it
So-
is.
That's
yeah.
an awesome
Oh,
story.
That's great.
Thank you.
Kudos to you.
Thank you.
Well, Tim, we want to say thank you to the Chapel Hill News and Views for the partnership with the city.
Oh, I love the
We're excited as
partnership,
we're
too.
moving forward with
Me too.
more Douglasville or the Douglas Impact newsletters. But goodness, we've got the podcast, we've got Facebook, Instagram, more social media means growing as well. What else is out there? Got our website.
New logo. That's
yeah,
beautiful.
we
Yes.
do.
I love
we do
that.
have new
Definitely.
branding for the
That's
city.
really
Yes.
good. There's
Very
a
sharp.
street out there that has a logo on it, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
right in front
Right
of
at the
City Hall.
intersection there.
Yeah.
Right at the intersection, yeah.
Yeah.
I probably stepped on it coming up.
So lots of great new things happening for Douglasville.
As long as it was just a
Absolutely.
step.
Yeah, it was just one step. I got, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us
Thank
on
you.
the podcast. Thank you to the team here, our community
Thank you.
relations
No, thank
team.
you.
And thank you for joining us. We'll be back with another podcast 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks.